Hey, Matt Matherson here with Math Madness. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, today's topic is going to be on simple interest. Now, when it comes to simple interest, there's two kinds. There's the kind that you pay to other people, say like a car loan, that would be an example of simple interest. But since we're talking about you today, let's go with the kind of money where you receive it instead of it being paid out, okay? So we're gonna be solving for interest. And that being said, let's go to our interest formula. You knew that was coming, right? So interest is just going to be equal to principal multiplied by our rate multiplied by our time, okay? So for our problem today, we've got a principal amount. Our initial outlay is $10,000, although that doesn't look like $10,000 because I left out a zero, but forgive my error. That's just a little zero, but it still counts, okay? And our rate is going to be 4%, and our time frame is going to be 6.5%. Well, at the end of the 6.5 years, we're going to go right across the street to another bank. We're sticking it to this bank. We're going to go right across the street to another bank and drop in our new deposit at a rate of 6% for a time period of 3.5 years. Question, ladies and germs, is what is our total interest that we've accrued? Well, you know when I said the word total, what are we automatically thinking? Hopefully, addition. Well, there we go. So let's just get started. So our interest, as we see, is principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time. So let's just go ahead and start with that. So we've got $10,000, and I'll actually do the zeros right over here this time. Forget that. And our rate is what? We said 4%. Well, we know we have to change that percentage to a decimal, right? How do we do that? Well, the decimal's here. We just move it over 2 places to the left, right? Left, yes. So that's just going to give us 0.04. That's our equivalent. And then the time frame is what? 6.5 years? Well, we know we need to just divide them 1 by the 2. That's going to give us our 0.5. And we'll multiply that by 6.5. So just multiply 10,000 by 4% by 6.5 years. And that's going to give us $2,600. Almost running out of room over there. Okay. Well, now we said that once our time is up, and it is up, our 6.5 years is done, we're going to go over across the street and we're going to put that money into this new portfolio. So what are we putting in exactly? Am I just putting in the 10,000 or am I putting in the 2,600? I'm combining them, aren't I? We're adding them together. So 10,000 plus our 2,600, right, that gives us 12,600, doesn't it? So let's just go ahead and acknowledge that. We've got 12,600 smackaroos for our efforts. Speaking of our efforts, when we're looking at simple interest or any kind of investing, we want to kind of make some comparisons real quick. So let's just think about this. It took us 6.5 years to get $2,600 in interest. I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just things that we look out for when we are investing, right? So that being said, we've already dropped our 12.6 in here. Now we just utilize the same formula, right? Principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time. Let's do that for the new numbers here, which are 12.6. And that is multiplied by 6%. We know how to convert the percentage to a decimal now, don't we? And that's going to give us 0.6. Our time frame is what? 3.5 years? Well, we know that's just 3.5. So multiply all that straight through, and what do we have? Well, we've got 26.46. And if you look at that, we've only gained $46 by walking across the street, putting all that effort into opening up a new account for just $46 more. Bigger picture, we've had our money tied up for essentially 10 years, haven't we? 6.5 plus 3.5, 10 years. Is this good? Well, we're going to find out here in just a minute. You got your calculators out, right? So what do we have? Well, we got $5,246. I'll get out of the way so you can see that. That may not be big enough, but that's what it is, $5,246 for 10 years. I'm not saying that's good or bad, just things that we have to consider again when we're investing. How much money did we make and how long did it take us to make it? That's really the essence of time value of money, right? $1 today is worth more than $1 5 years from now. Well, that's all I have for you on simple interest. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Math Madness. I'm your host, Matt Matherson. We'll see you next time here.